Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this VLA match between the Icemen and Bounce. Getting underway here. Scott Sawicki back to serve. Net violation on the Iceman. Jeff Autrine preparing to serve. Nice pass and a quick side out from the middle. Tim Faulkner to serve. Icemen win the joust, but a net violation on the play. Vince Zanzuki joins us at the broadcasting table. Welcome, Vince. Thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here, Connor. I got the privilege to broadcast the Boston Bounce earlier today. Skylar Kaufman, absolute animal this morning. Bounce took Rukkus in 5. But here we go. Iceman and Bounce here playing. Bounce has the potential to get the first seed overall in their pool. Iceman playing for best they can do is second.
They're right here.
Well, yeah, but there should be 2 sections.
Okay. Nice serve here. Touch off the hands. Point Bounce. Jalen Penrose to serve. Nice jump serve. And an even nicer block. Wow, Vince.
Yeah, that's Ryan Love right there in the 0-1 spot. Huge block. Boston Bounce has some solid pin blockers. They showed that this morning with Rukkus. Definitely showing that here against the Icemen. And Jalen Penrose, absolute monster of a jump serve.
Yeah, this is a tough row for the Icemen here. It's a good thing they got out just now. Peter handles the serve. And another block.
Another huge block. Big triple, but once Icemen can get in the system, maybe they can run their middle a little bit. But right now they're just camping triple block on the outside, triple block on the right side. Looking pretty solid.
Yeah, Jalen's making it easy with the serve here. Really keeping him out of system. And actually, a really nice pass that time around. Icemen really needed that to slide out there. That's going to hurt them.
Yeah, Icemen right now are really having a tough time passing the ball, but then even when they're getting the pass, they're really not getting the right play, right set, take a good swing on. And, even when they do take a solid swing, it seems like the bounce blockers are just right there to take it away from them.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Icemen establish the middle here. I think that would separate the bounce block some, maybe open up some windows, but haven't gotten much of a chance yet.
We'll see how Jalen Penrose steps out here. If Icemen gets the coach's point, or if Jalen Penrose can keep the pressure on Icemen to force them to make a pass to side out.
Yeah, with 4 years in Germany, you like to think he's prepared for this situation here. And rips the serve. Nice pass by Peter.
Over the top, Ryan Love on the overpass, puts it away in the deep corner. Josiah's having a tough time with this Penrose serve.
Yeah, just inches off on that one, but unfortunately it inches the wrong way.
Boy, Jalen Penrose on an absolute terror right now.
Penrose arguably the best opposite in this tournament here at the VLA Cup. And he's showing it right now. He's got something to prove. Boston Bounce, all of those. They're definitely playing with a high level of intensity. Their early win this morning, and now doing what they are to Icemen.
Boy, you jinxed Jalen on that dig. He should have had that ball there.
Opposites aren't exactly known for their defensive prowess. Usually just big serves, big swings, and big blocks score points.
Keeps it alive here. Ooh, just out. Right idea, wrong execution.
Still, Icemen having a tough time staying in system, getting any kind of rhythm right now, even on their digs.
Let's see if Ryan Love here can keep him out of system. Good pass by Wyzorek. Looked like it was a touch. And in.
Exactly what you talked about there. Iceman trying to establish the middle. Tim Faulkner finding Sawicki right there in the middle.
And Icemen, a team with really good connection. Surprised to see them, kind of disconnected at this time.
Yeah, one of the few teams that played pretty consistently together. Not a lot of roster changes in this group. This is almost the exact team that won the VLA Championship last year, with the exception of Mark Jones, who's not playing within this tournament.
Who? Mark Jones.
Weiskircher was still there. This is Sawicki stepping in here at middle for them. Jeff Vautrin crushes the angle. One of the most impressive things about Boston Bounce, their middles this morning established very early, all due to their consistent passing.
Yeah, speaking of which, Neil Ferraro come from NYU with quite a good career there. Nice seam swing right there. Trevor Weiskircher to serve. And those points right there are what's going to separate teams in this match right now. It's taking care of the serve, taking care of first balls. That's really going to put a team ahead in this match. Both teams have some really, really big hitters.
Cameron Ponce, big serve, returns the favor with a missed serve though.
Peter, quite the libero, also doing the limbo.
Scott Sawicki back to serve. This ball can pretty much go anywhere.
Yeah, he's got kind of a funky hybrid jump serve that you never know how it's going to come off.
There it comes
straight for us.
Straight at.
Sorry, Scott. I didn't.
Straight at the announcer.
I don't know if you heard
there.
me, but I'm sorry.
He'll let us know after he watches the replays. His legendary serve last event in Buffalo.
Yeah, how many did he run off in a row?
One big one for sure. Boston Bounce and Icemen right now seeing who can serve the farthest.
Both teams doing a nice job at that, Vince. Very nice job to start.
Yeah, there's only so much room in this gym.
Now we got Tim Faulkner, the control player. Here we go. He'll put that ball in.
Ryan Love, good pass.
Off the antenna. Not the best set.
Ponce pushed it a little too far outside. Penrose couldn't reach it.
I must say, the jerseys at this event are top-notch. I really like the skyline going on Bounce's jersey here. And Iceman with the classic, you got to love it.
Always a fan of the purple.
Oh, that's a big swing
serve.
off high hands.
No surprise there. Dave Wyzorek goes hard angle.
Good sportsmanship on his end, too.
I would have called him under, but...
And that's why we're here, Vince.
Dave Wyzorek just cleared from concussion protocol.
Might have given that guy one.
Yeah, made Ponce in system here, helped by Wyzorek.
Middle with a heads-up play. Love to see it.
And again, Wyzorek with the deep angle swing.
That is a nice location for that swing. That's going to score a lot. Tim Faulkner to serve still. Iceman chipping away. That looked like a field goal on Jalen.
Did he swing line?
Kind of looked like it was in
The
between the block.
MVP. Okay, maybe deflection. Was that line?
It was a Langle swing.
Wyzorek's confirming line swing.
It looked like a Langle, not a true line.
Line roll. That wasn't really a line swing. Sorry, Wyzorek, we're not giving you credit for that one.
Yeah, we wanted to see you paint it.
Yeah, Boston Bounce with the timeout here. Right now, Tim Faulkner back there just showing all you need to do is keep the serve in, and you can score points.
And sure enough, they have scored points.
Down only one.
Volleyball 101. Put the ball in the court. Volleyball 102, serve it in bounce after timeout. Tim Faulkner, graduate from Volleyball University. Heads up play. Ooh, a rare cross swing out of bounds from Vyzorek.
I think I've seen that once before. Not the head dig by Starkey, but the error by Wyzorek. Seen Starkey use his head multiple times.
It's an IQ play.
Skylar Kaufman this morning rarely missed a serve. Actually, was key to their success with many crucial service runs. I'm surprised that he served that ball long, but it seems like Boston Bounce is having a tough time finding the court on their serve the past couple.
Yeah, an equally peculiar technique from the libero on Iceman, Peter, with the jump, set, dodge technique. And again, the home run serves continue. But here we go. Jalen Penrose back to serve. Last time he was up, I think he rattled off 7. And the tide has really turned from the service line.
Yeah, both teams really having a tough time finding the court right now. Most just keeping float serves in, if they're serving in. But other than that, I think that there's been about 6 or 7 side outs just off of missed serves.
Nowhere to go on that one.
Neil Ferraro, a huge block at 6-7. Ryan Love stepping back to the service line. Generally a consistent float server.
And you love to see it.
Proving again, serve the ball in the court, you score points.
Little tape beneficiary there as well.
Weiss Kircher may have expected a miss based off of the other serves that he's seen recently. May not have been ready for one that got up in the court. Ready for that one, though. Perfect pass.
Boy, and that one just sneaks under the block there.
Nothing more frustrating as a blocker than thinking that you got the ball in your hand and then having it clip under your wrist and drop on your side.
Boy, I can validate that statement.
I can't. I don't usually get my wrist over the net.
Yeah.
Ryan Love through the block of Sawicki. Fantastic swing. Great
Sawicki
set by Ponce.
equally as frustrated with the block touch there. He thought he had him. And he was in the right position.
Right now it seems like blockers across on both teams reaching a little too high and maybe need to press a little bit over more.
Yeah, and a little chirping from Sawicki after that. He thought he had him. I love to see it. Love to see a friendly competition.
This Boston Bounce team was actually the first team to beat Chicago Icemen since the VLA championships last year. When they won the championship, they lost their first match to LVC, and back in April, Boston Bounce came out and won their first VLA match against this very Icemen team.
Yeah, certainly 2 top-notch teams that are on display here. But there's no slouches here at the VLA, so.
Iceman's still having a tough time getting a rhythm serving. Missed another serve. I'm not keeping track, but I'm pretty sure there's been about 14 missed serves in this match.
Let's see if Cameron Ponce can keep his in.
Perfect pass.
Great
by
pass.
Wyzorek. Even better block by Skylar Kaufman.
We need a little more cross from Wyzorek. A little more angle there.
Wyzorek's one of the biggest hitters out here, but going against the 6'9" Skylar Kaufman and 6'8" Jalen Penrose. Pretty formidable block up there. And again, another miss.
One is better than none.
I feel like both sides would just prefer keeping the pressure on right now. Tough to get into an offensive rhythm with so many missed serves. He lives out here, though. Again, Sawicki with a missed serve. Story of the match so far. Who keeps the ball in the most on their serve?
Yeah, and, Jalen Penrose had that. I think it was maybe 7-point run in the beginning, and that is slowly diminishing throughout. Icemen taking their ice picks and just chipping away. Let's see if they can start a run and even this game out.
Tim Faulkner, consistent float server.
This is exactly who you want behind the line when you need a run.
Jalen Penrose crushes the hard angle.
Talk about more cross.
Skylar Kaufman, consistent float server here. Let's see if he can put a run together to close out this set.
Gotta love the shoes. Nice block touch. Ooh. Just couldn't connect on that one.
Yeah, misconnection to Walsh there in the middle. Little too low of a set. He may have been expecting him to go a little faster.
Yeah, and this is kind of the point of no return for the Icemen, but let's see what they can do. Good side out. Now the real key is getting 4 serves and bounce at this point.
If anyone can score points on their serve, it's definitely Dave Wyzorek. If he can put a little bit of pressure on Boston Bounce's serve receive, they do have a chance in this set.
Yeah, and I'm expecting the ball to Jalen here if they're out of system. So if I'm Iceman, I might want to shade my block that way. Sure enough, here it comes. Triple block, nice. And he still gets it done. It's a nice high swing by Jalen.
And that's what a top-level opposite can do. Out of system ball, high ball, put it up there for him. He'll go and score the point for you. Fantastic job by Boston Bounce and Jalen Penrose.
Yep, and that's exactly what you need from your opposite, and he delivered. Back to the action with Tim Faulkner up to serve. Now. Side out for a bounce.
And another missed serve. Seems to be the tale of the match so far. Whatever team figures out how to keep that serve in bounds, I think is going to come out victorious. Wyzork to serve. Nice rip and in bounce. Ooh, and a very smart shot by Jalen right into the bottom of the block. Rolled down their arms. Point for the bounce. And another missed serve. Think Vince and I need to make some preparations for all these missed serves back here.
Boy, and add another one to the list. Nice cover by Peter. Boy, and it's plays like those that liberos really go unrecognized,
but those are just such huge difference makers. It's just a high off the top reset by Starkey. Peter coming in with a diving save to get them that point. Dan Starkey with a good serve. Just a little late from Scott. Right in the right spot, but just a little late to press. Okay, Jalen Penrose's serve. This has been the biggest server of the match so far. Let's see what he has here.
Well handled by Wyzork.
Oh.
And that's a big run from the back row, but just out of bounds.
Wyzork just missed the angle. Just outside.
Jalen Penrose still serving.
It's nice to see him hitting some of these serves, get some of these nice rallies going. Both of these teams need to get a little bit more into a rhythm here.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Vince. Let's see how Tim gets this ball. Great save. It's a reset here. Oh, good execution. Excellent time for the setter dump.
Tim Faulkner really trying to get the Icemen pumped up here, focused. Let's see if Weiskircher follows it up with a...
I think Weiskircher is about to prep for a run here. Nice up by Dan Starkey. Tim Faulkner with the swing. Scott Sawicki with the great hands. And a tip over the block. Excellent set by Scott Sawicki. Taking the second hands, back set dish to the outside. Really nice.
Probably a smart choice there. Faulkner just got blocked. Typically, you don't go to the setter.
Not wise to set your setter.
I would probably go to Wyzork, too. But I play setter, so...
Not to discredit Tim, but not my first choice to set a setter. And there's the cross you love to see from Wyzork. And another hitting error from Tim. Also, I would not set the setter.
Yeah, we'll just keep that ball going to Wyzork.
But I do like the aggression on his part. I think if he controls that a little more, I think he's got some wide room for it to work. It's not an expected swing. Oh, what an excellent pull.
Fantastic set by Tim Faulkner. Sawicki right up there to put that right through the block and straight down.
And that's why you swing on those 2 balls earlier as a setter, so when you go up with one arm like that, you will get a pull on the block. And Scott Sawicki with almost an open net on that one. And a great serve. Free ball here. Handled by Scott Sawicki.
Huge swing off the block right there, Ferraro.
And cross, per usual, for this man's MO. Let's see if Scott Sawicki can keep the run going here.
And again, missed serve still the biggest side-out earner.
That is true.
Here by both teams.
This has been a battle of the misses so far. And I don't mean their wives.
Fantastic kick save. Just hits the wall. So close. Nice to see a middle out there that's that nimble.
Yeah, I can certainly say I am not that nimble.
You're also not a middle.
Debatable. I'm having a bit of an identity crisis right now.
Tim Faulkner back to serve. Keeps the pressure on Boston Bounce. Ponce with a fantastic set. Soft block by David Wyzorek.
Not only was it a back row attack, that seemed to be a shot block. It looked like he was aiming for the back corner on that block. And as I mentioned, Tim Faulkner, consistent routine, consistent serve. I expect the same here. Tim Faulkner, really the glue of the Icemen from the service line right now, holding everything together.
And Walsh, quite the fisherman out there, pulling the middle of the net. And timeout for Boston Bounce.
Some might say he found Nemo. One and a half.
So what do you think the key here is for Boston Bounce to turn this one around?
I really, and I hate to say it because it's all we've been talking about, but the serve. It just, if they miss less serves, and Iceman continues to miss serves, it's going to be, I think it's going to slide their way. Now, if both teams start to get their service in, that's a different story, but from now, it's just been a struggle from the line.
Yeah, from what I've seen out of Boston Bounces, right now their serve receive isn't quite what it was earlier in the match. They haven't really been able to find their middles, really depending on Jalen Penrose to try to bail them out of a lot of situations, and now we're looking at a 13-7 lead by Iceman.
Yeah, Jalen Penrose seeming to have quite a load on his back right now, but also doing an excellent job carrying it. Really a fantastic player.
And Tim Faulkner with the rare miss.
And the flex. So let me ask you this, Vince. What does a frog do in the winter?
Hops?
I'm not sure. It was a genuine question.
Oh.
But I know, fish kind of go into this deep sleep. I wonder if frogs do the same or if they just freeze.
I think frogs just need to keep their serve in right now, pass a little bit better, and try to score some points here. Otherwise, Icemen are going to take over this match.
Yeah, and Wyzorek to serve. This could be a turning point.
Fantastic. There it is.
That's
right there.
That's a nice swing from the middle.
Cameron Ponce does a great job of finding the middles when he's in system. And as long as Balance can keep him in system, Skylar Kaufman and Neil Ferraro are virtually unstoppable.
Yeah, Skylar Kaufman, a 6'9" middle blocker with a excellent deep swing. When you see those big guys and they're athletic and they can jump high, you expect them to bounce, but when they go deep and hard, back line, virtually unstoppable.
And right there, you got the miscommunication on defense between Tim Faulkner and Dave Wyzorek. Boston Bounce doing a good job trying to chip away at this lead. It was 7 a moment ago, now down to only to 4. Decent pass by Wyzorek. And Dan Starkey again. Skylar Kaufman.
Tough swing for Starkey. The ball's outside the antenna. All he really has is cross, double block. Might need a shot there, but not much he can do there.
Boston Bounce block right now. Possibly the best in the VLA Cup. Looking very, very, very solid.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we see this team playing on Sunday.
And just like that, Kaufman with another block. And it forces an Icemen timeout.
And the ball is currently stuck. And we have a guest appearance from Greg Petty. Greg Petty, anything you would like to say?
Go LVC.
Excellent words. Excellent words from Greg Petty.
LVC taking the 1 seed, well, the 2 seed actually in the bracket play. They went undefeated today, just beating Rising Tide in 4.
Wow, and that guy should be a punter. Excellent kick.
Was that a kick?
Off the bounce, too.
Oh.
And then another missed serve. You hate to see it.
Skylar Kaufman, not typically one to miss a serve.
Oh, we got some man-on-man defense. Tim Faulkner and Jalen Penrose.
I want to say hand checking has been eliminated from the VLA, but, there it is, Tim Faulkner.
Well, it looked like Jalen Penrose won the battle, but then he threw it to Dan Starkey, so not quite sure what the motive was.
And right there, Cameron Ponce finding his middles. His middles have been consistently dominant all day, all tournament long. Tough to stop it.
Yeah, I believe the Ascension middle, Ben, had like 11 points in one game.
Yeah, Ben Wolf definitely one of the top performances this weekend, especially in the first set of the the second match.
Incredible one-set performance.
Not
to say the match was bad, but wow, was that a nice set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weiskircher with the serve.
Vatrine drops the Wyzorek, angle as usual. Sawicki transition.
Let's see if he goes line. Nope. Penrose. Nice swing. Decent dig. Back to Penrose. Dave Wyzorek with those deep corner blocks just misses that one.
Yeah, he tried to go angle with his block like he does his swing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just a little bit long, and Boston Bounce is definitely gaining a lot of momentum right now.
I believe Dave told me line is spelled A-N-G-L-E.
No, that's true. And here it is again.
I'm also hooked on phonics.
Boston Bounce Middle's completely taking over this match. All it's really taking is nice, easy float serves for Bounce.
And like you said, Vince, you get it in, and you could win.
And just like that, they take the lead. Huge block by Neil Ferraro. It's impressive to see these guys out there blocking.
It's almost like Boston Bounce knows how to spell line as well. A-N-G-L-E.
Yeah, well, a few of these guys went to MIT. Very educated guys.
Some smart guys out there. You can say that again.
And there it is again, Neil Ferraro back to back.
And Neil Ferraro, super impressive this match so far. Really like what he's doing on the court.
And it forces Icemen to take a timeout. Yeah, the most...
And ironic, because Dan Starkey was
tying his shoe, so I think they could have saved one there.
Right now we got Boston Bounce really doing a good job just keeping the serve in. Icemen in system, but still not able to score points, letting the blockers, the defense do their job. And it's definitely showing. Keep the serve in and let your players play, let your scheme work.
Put the serve in and you can win.
And there we are, right out of the timeout. Nice serve in. Neil Ferraro gets Dave Wyzorek again.
Now, Vince, let me ask you something. I know you have a pretty good
Neil
handle.
Ferraro, four. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know, Vince. They're holding up 5 on the bench.
Is that 5?
I haven't been counting, but wow. I said he was impressive about 4 blocks ago.
I didn't count.
And now I'm really impressed.
If they're saying 5, I'm still going to say 4. Smart move going away from the middle.
Oh, what? Nope. Just inside the antenna, but wow. If that would have came back, I would have been... That was a nice effort.
That's a heads-up play right there by Tim Faulkner, keeping the ball away from the middle. Neil Ferraro obviously not letting anything through. Went back to Dan Starkey on the right side. Earns the point. Now we got the wild card Sawicki. Anything
you can say that
now.
Again. Certainly a wild card. Ace, error, nobody knows.
Just a bit long.
Now, let me ask you something, Vince. I believe you have a pretty good structure of the VLA. So, is Bounce a Tier 2 team?
Bounce is currently a Tier 2 team.
So, tell me and the viewers more about that. What is the differentiation between 1 and 2?
Currently, how we are operating, and unfortunately COVID is a factor involved in how we have had to set our structure. We have 5 Tier 1 teams. We have your Icemen right here. We have Team Pineapple. We have Phoenix Ascension.
Go Cactus.
The Cactus. SoCal Rukkus and Team LVC. We have 5 teams in the VLA. Next season, we're hoping to expand that. We are seeing how a few of these teams do this weekend, and we'll see how things progress. And hopefully, we can expand. If these teams would to be full-time participants in the VLA, play a regular season schedule like the rest of us do, we would love to have them join our league. And
now, does a team? So let's say a Tier 2 team. if they perform, it sounds like they will be a Tier 1 team next year. Is that correct?
Not exactly. There's a little bit more that goes involved in becoming a Tier 1 team.
What does it take exactly to become a Tier 1 team?
Obviously, quality of play. We're looking for some of the best teams out there.
Understand.
As the VLA Cup was an open invite, any team that wants to come out and compete, and as you see Boston Bounce here competing extremely well with Icemen. Some of the teams earlier, Sweed, fantastic job against both Ascension, us, and playing against Team Pineapple.
Got to give them credit where credit's due.
And SoCal Rukkus, another one that actually beat Icemen in 3 earlier today. But some of these teams that are considered Tier 2, basically they would have to accept the responsibility, because it is a huge responsibility to travel as much as we do.
And we travel a lot.
And playing a handful of events next year, hosting events, things like that they would be basically capable of doing. Not only capable of doing, but wanting to do. It's not just our league is definitely anyone sign up. Anyone, we have a Tier 1, we have a Tier 2. Anyone can play in the Tier 2. Any club. We're looking for as many teams as possible in as many areas. Clearly, we have some fantastic teams out here. We would love to see as many as we can get out here. But as far as the Tier 1 goes and its structure, we haven't officially announced the requirements as far as earning a Tier 1 spot for after 2022. But we do have a good idea of who may be coming to be a Tier 1 team next season, and Boston Bounce is definitely one that we are definitely considering. And is willing to meet the demands of a Tier 1 schedule.
And you mentioned the commitment and you mentioned the quality of players. There's no doubt they have the quality of players. And so if you're telling me they have the commitment, I would expect to see them as a Tier 1 team. Now, real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to Sam Haggard. Thanks for the keeping us on our toes here. But let me ask you this, Vince. So let's say a Tier 2 team does not quite make it to Tier 1. Do they remain a Tier 2 team, or are they gone?
A Tier 2 team can remain in the league as long as they choose. There's no. We're not trying to get rid of any teams. We want as many players, as many teams, clubs involved in the VLA as possible.
Okay.
Our whole format and our whole structure. Clearly, we have a few teams that we view are the elite teams. Clearly, the teams that started the league, as we talked about, we got the LVC,
gotta show them some love.
The Pineapple, but they will remain Tier 1. There's no relegation or anything like that. Only promotion, and so
very positive. You love to see it.
Exactly, and the other thing too is we want to give as many adult players the opportunity to play high-level volleyball.
And let me tell you, as fans, 30 years old, been playing volleyball since I was 17, the opportunities as an adult become rather sparse. So I am truly appreciative of the VLA and all the events that they put on and all the hard work that goes into it. You being one of the main factors, Vince, so thank you personally. But also curious, in regards to the future, is there a cap on Tier 2 teams? Is there a cap on teams at all?
The only cap, and I'll get into it a little bit, but as you see this VLA Cup right here, we have 11 teams, a fantastic turnout, amazing quality. We intend to have a handful of cups. You get the quotation marks on that one next season.
On handful or cups?
A handful of cups.
Quotations on the handful or the cups?
But no, we'll be splitting up a little bit more into a divisional type of play. We're going to give a handful of opportunities. We're looking at maybe 4 to 5. We'll run another VLA Cup.
So perhaps maybe some conferences?
Not exactly conferences, but But we've got some good groups that are. You got a lot of teams out of California. You got SportConX. You got Rising Tide. You got Rukkus. Fantastic California teams. And we don't want to be limited, obviously, to California. There's good players in Nevada. There's good players in Utah. I talk a lot about the Pacific Northwest, and we want to get those guys involved as well.
Right.
The only way to do it for them to kind of prove themselves is to play in our tier 2, which is basically these type of events, these VLA Cups. And so we intend to have a handful more of these next year, along with an actual regular season, which teams will play. The Tier 1 teams will compete, and will then again play in the VLA Championships at the end of the season.
Yeah, and you love to see it because obviously California being the mecca of men's volleyball of the United States, but that doesn't mean there aren't great players across the United States. And so for them to get a chance and for them to compete, you really love to see it. And perhaps a bit of a stretch for this analogy, but it almost sounds like, tier 2, you're at that dating phase, you have a girlfriend or boyfriend for some time, and then all of a sudden you pop the question, you promise that commitment, and now you're tier 1.
Yes, we got some questions about the era of scorekeeping. Yes, Boston Bounce did not win both set 2 and 3, 25-19. It was only set 2, 25-19. The current score is 2-4 in set 3, and we are working on fixing that right now with our live stream interface.
And you love to see it. The fans keeping us on our toes here. Somebody's got to hold us accountable, right? And Jalen Penrose back to serve again. Let's see if we can get another big run here. Vince going to make that score update. Thank you for the viewers at home, keeping us on our toes here. Miss serve, and Jalen visibly frustrated with that. Scott Sawicki keeps it in. Tool off of Tim Faulkner. Nice putt. Nice touch by the R1. Ryan loved to serve. Flow serve handled by Peter. Wyzork with the tip. Oh. And I would be frustrated, too, if I was Jalen on that one. He was right there. Just got to finish that move. Tim Faulkner with the serve. Oh, that is an excellent run over the middle. One of my favorite things to see is a quick middle and a quick back row attack. Really hard to block. Neil to serve. Boy, and that really soared on that one. Another serve out of bounds.
Weiskircher chisel straight over the top. Ponce just looked like he was trying to keep that serve in. Probably a smart choice.
Especially based on what we've seen on this match so far.
Yeah, even though Icemen is going to score a point on that with kind of a weak weak swing over the line. You want to see a team trying to still put pressure, put the ball on the other side of the net.
Right, at least make them earn it. A serve out of bounds, guaranteed point for the other team. An easy serve, probably a point for the other team, but they could still screw up. Nice tool by Dan Starkey.
And I think that may be why Zorik's first ever assist in the VLA. No, that's not true. I saw one earlier this match.
Yeah, I was going to challenge that.
That's number 2.
I was going to challenge that, but I didn't know how. I don't have any stat books.
I'm really surprised you didn't swing, though.
And another deep swing by Skylar Kaufman.
Skylar Kaufman, just a fantastic middle. It's amazing to see how he's been playing out here. And against some of the better middles out there, Rukkus middles, definitely 4 of the better, middles out here. Icemen, some of the best middles out here. And Skylar Kaufman has no problem blocking, scoring points against them.
Yeah, particularly blocking, I think Iceman has really strong middles in that category. It is sad to not see Piotrek, but they still have good blockers.
Yeah, it would be nice to see Dabrowski out here. Unfortunately, he didn't make it out.
Yeah, I heard he's like in Poland or something like that. That's where he came from.
He's not in the United States, that's the point.
But is dearly missed. A little too much cross on that one. I see some fire in Peter's eyes right now. I would not be surprised.
So what are your opinions on Kyle Overby?
Solid player. I think particularly with the struggle from the service line that we've seen, wow, Peter given his body for the play. Great save by Peter. And that's a powerful swing. But yeah, in regards to Kyle Overby, I think he could make a difference in this match, particularly from the service line. He's got a really aggressive serve. And, so do most of the guys out here. But I think he would be keeping it in right now, which would be a difference maker.
So we see a lot of these servers out here. And keep in mind in the VLA here, you're looking at players who are the top of the line for any college they played for, any school. And so when you see these servers bring in their heat, how do you compare that? How do you see, as a former Division I player, the level that these guys serve at?
I think this is higher than Division I. Obviously, that's kind of a blanketed statement in the sense of there's a broad difference in some Division I teams versus the others. And, if you go to your very, very best division, for example, Hawaii, they won the national championship this year. I think you have a lot of players in Hawaii who would be serving at this caliber. But as a general paintbrush, I think this is a higher caliber than you would see in Division I. Not only are you filled with Division I players, you have Division I players who also went overseas, have more experience, have a better understanding of the game, have better control of their body, have better control of their swings. And quite frankly, I think anyone... Wow, great serve by Jalen. But I think any one of these teams in the VLA would be a top 10 team in Division I college volleyball, if not more.
Absolutely. We're going to point that out right now is that we do have on the New York Pride, Patrick Gassman playing middle for them. And And as much as he is playing very well coming off that victory, they did go 0-2. So, I mean, that does kind of point out the level that the VLA is at. I mean, just fantastic athletes. Definitely the best players in the United States outside of the national team competing right now.
Right, and certainly no dig at him as an individual or anything of that nature, but the level does grow as you grow older as well. And so, you have all these formerly fantastic D1 players, a lot of players who have gone overseas, such as you and myself. And I really learned a lot personally playing overseas, both about myself, the game, and especially in a mentality standpoint, just what it takes to be at that top level. And so, adding extra years on your belt certainly isn't going to be a flaw for anybody.
Absolutely. And the thing is we do love to see Patrick Gassman out here. Anastasiadis, another UH grad. It's fantastic to see them playing this weekend, just coming off that national championship victory and then coming out here competing at this event. We're very, very, very thrilled to have players of that caliber joining our league, and that's exactly what we're looking for.
And that might be the first time of the match for a block against Neil Ferraro. He has been very, very efficient.
Repeat set right there. Volleyball loves that. Patented move, but yet sometimes you just got to bring it to the outside. Let Jeff Vatrin crush the angle.
Yeah, and just too much heat for Peter to handle on that one. And Peter can handle some heat.
Yeah, Jeff Vatrin a little bit unassuming. Now you see him, he's about 6'2", 6'3", and just explosive, cannon of an arm. And you just don't expect it. You expect maybe a little bit of top on it. That ball comes pretty hot off of his hand.
Right, and he's got a heavy hand. He's got a whip of an arm. And he's a little bit undersized for this league. And so sometimes that can be deceiving, but don't let him trick you.
We got Wyzorek back to serve. Typical routine, checking the lights. Unfortunately, drops that one short into the net. Let's see if Cameron Ponce can put this one on.
And seemingly typical routine for this match, another miss serve.
Unfortunately, the story of this match, from all the competitive volleyball that we've seen today, amazing serving across the board. Nice serve by Cameron Ponce.
Oh, that's an excellent swing. Not only did the libero think it was out by ducking, he painted that line.
Unfortunately, I think the libero probably should have just kept his face in there, popped that thing up off of it.
Yeah, could have used a heads-up play by bounce there.
Starkey did it.
He sure did. Not only on that swing, but also with his head earlier.
Walsh back to serve. Short serve handled by Love. Vatrin with the roll over top.
Interesting block move by Trevor. Delayed, floating. Wasn't quite sure what either of them were thinking at that time.
But again, an unassuming play right there. Jeff Vatrin put a little more pace than Wyzorek was expecting. Big
good serve. Tough ball to swing at.
Tim Falker not pleased with himself. Not a bad pass considering the pace of that serve. However, just pushed it a bit too far outside for Dan Starkey to bring back to the court.
Nice save by Peter. That was a wicked serve down the seam, and Peter had a diving pass to keep it alive.
As Chris is pointing out here in the live chat, we appreciate everyone staying active in the live chat, by the way. Unfortunately, a lot of missed serves, and it does take a little bit away. However, keep in mind these guys do bring a high-intensity serve. Everyone very comfortable with their serves. You're just not you're just seeing a few too many misses at the moment, trying to score those points. We'd like to see a little bit more of these guys keeping the ball in play, trying to play it out, let their defense do the work, not trying to score every time they touch, get an opportunity to swing. And here we got Bounce. Very, very familiar situation for them, looking at a potential 3-0 sweep of the reigning VLA champions.
Yeah, and I would even go a little bit as far as to say that Icemen might be a little bit stunned right now. I think they were expecting this to go a little bit differently.
Well, no match out here in the VLA is a walk in the park. Fantastic players through and through on every single team. And Vatrine with the miss. Dan Starkey stepping back to serve. Let's see if he keeps this one on and forces the Boston Bounce serve receive to make a play here. Faulkner to Weiskircher, and they tie it up. Penrose frustrated with his block. Went a little too far outside. Great adjustment by Trevor Weiskircher, just dropping it through the seam.
Yeah, just
scoring the point.
Just squeaked it in that tiny hole that was left by the drift there. Really a nice play by Trevor.
Zach Melcher, shout out to him, setter for the Phoenix Ascension.
Zach Melchman and the Melchman 7.
Giving a live chat update. Yes, you do miss 100% of the serves you don't take, especially when you don't take those serves in warm-ups.
Don't forget to quote Michael Scott.
And there it is, Skylar Kaufman again on cue, putting the ball away. Fantastic play.
And really intelligent swings from him, too. He's been very efficient this match.
Boston Bounce, a Tier 2 team, definitely making a case, making a statement, as Penrose makes another statement.
That is a period to their statement. Perhaps even an exclamation point.
Letting the VLA and the country know that they are ready for Tier 1 status.
Yeah, and that block by Jalen is really a turning point. Not only does it put you up 2 as opposed to 1, but it's rather demoralizing.
Pass by Wozork, not bad. Decent set. Skowicki just tried to cut it back and tried to avoid that block, but there it is again. These middle blockers from Boston Bounce completely dominating and setting the tone for this defense. And it, as a middle, it's tough to take that swing angle when you have a 6'9" blocker in front of you.
Well, and no shame on Scott Sawicki, but he had nothing there. The set was a little bit low, but he had a double block to his power and his straightaway. The only chance he had at getting around the block was the angle he took, and unfortunately it was into the net.
So what's it going to take right now, Connor, for Icemen to turn this one around? I mean, they're staring down at down 3, down 2-0 in the match.
They might need a snow machine, Vince. Or at least a snow cone.
Right now, in rotation 4, 2 front row options.
An open net would do it, but they need to capitalize.
Fantastic set.
And a touch.
And off the block. There it is, side out for Weiskircher. Weiskircher's going to go back to serve, and that brings the reigning MVP, Dave Wizork, to the front row, which may be exactly what the Icemen need right now. Penrose with the set outside. Sawicki passes it up to Faulkner. And Wyzorek puts the ball away. And it is a 1-point lead. Trevor Weiskircher stepping back to serve. Vatrin. Big serve, Doug. Wyzorek. Roll shot, of course, angle. Jalen Penrose rips down the line, dug by Jositis. Dan Starkey crushes the ball angle, and just like that, it is a tie game as soon as Wyzorek makes it to the front row.
Perhaps Dave Wyzorek in the front row is better than a snow machine.
Dave Wyzorek is better than a polar vortex.
Quite the compliment, Vince.
And just like that, Penrose.
Very interesting defensive stance by Starkey there. Kind of looked like the Macarena.
Not going to lie, Penrose up there, he looked a little scared. However, Wyzorek, being the blocker that he is, as big as he is, I felt like he should have probably picked that one up.
And just a testimony to the quality of players out here. Two studs going to battle, and both of them expecting it to go their way.
Fantastic swing, out of system. Great serve. Wyzorek's letting him know, hey, that was the best serve he's seen, and he passed it no problem.
You love to see it.
Sawicki back to serve. This could be everything in this match.
And this is everything in this match.
And of course, unfortunately, the MO of this match is missed serves. And he puts that one long.
That is rough.
We're looking at match point right now for Boston Bounce. You got an update? Yes. 90% Division III guys. Boston Bounce. It doesn't matter. Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Once you get to the VLA, we are all on the same level. Big swing by Wyzorek. Doug Penrose for the win. Dug by Starkey.
Not scared that time.
Transition. There we go to the middle. Jositis keeping him alive. Back row to Weiskircher.
Oh, we need a more aggressive swing there. I think
Penrose dug again by
dig by
Jositis.
Peter.
And just like that, Boston Bounce sweeps Pool A, and they will be the 1 seed tomorrow.
And Boston Bounce, really an impressive showcase today. You know, I expect the same tomorrow, but quite impressed with all their players.
Fantastic, fantastic job controlling the ball. Finally putting their serve together. Always great serve receiving from Jeff Vatrin and Ryan Love.
And just a special thank you to all our viewers back home or wherever you may be at this time.
Really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much.
Just a moment, we're going to have a match. MVP, Cameron Ponce, setter for the Bounce. We'll have a quick interview with him. All right, I'm here with Boston Bounce setter Cameron Ponce, match MVP. How do you feel about that match?
Feels great, man. That's all I got.
You guys took the 1 seed. You guys took down SoCal Rukkus. You guys took down the reigning champion, Chicago Icemen. How do you feel about that?
Feels awesome. I mean, both of those teams are really solid, but we just did our thing and got the dub. So
That's great. You know, we can't hype you enough how you find your middles. Obviously, the serve receive looking pretty good out there, but your middles and your connection with them has looked fantastic. I mean, what can you say about your middles right now?
They're just doing their thing. I mean, I keep telling my guys I like having them because I'm just letting big guys do big guy things. And I just put it up for them. They're the ones who do the work. So great passes, and they're killing it.
Anything you want to say to the fans watching right now? You got a ton of Boston Bounce fans right now. Anything you want to say to them?
We love you guys! Let's go! And hi, Mom.
There you have it right there. MVP Cameron Ponce. Boston Bounce taking the 1 seed overall in the bracket. You can check the VLA website, usavla.com. It will be updated shortly after the Pineapple and LVC match. Thank you for joining us.